Okay, so one important skill we want to develop is evaluating expressions given the values of variables. So for example, let's say that you wanted to evaluate for the values x equals 3 and y equals -2. We want to evaluate this expression here. So what we're going to do, or what this problem is asking us to do, is to substitute x is equal to 3 and y is equal to -2 and find the value of the resulting expression. So let's do that. Now this is going to be, well, let's say we have to take x and square it. So we're going to square 3. So we'll put the 3 in parentheses to tell the world what we're squaring, and then minus, and now you have to be really careful with this next one because we're squaring -2, right? So the -2 in parentheses, and then squared. So it's important to notice that here the base is 3, and here the base is -2. And so even though I see, I see a couple of operations, I see subtraction and I see squaring, and we know that evaluating exponential expressions comes before subtraction. So 3 squared is 9, and then minus, well, we're waiting on that subtraction, right? We're taking away what? Well, -2 squared. And -2 squared is -2 times -2, which is a positive 4. And then we end up with 9 minus 4, which is 5. Okay, so the way this goes is you first substitute your values of x, y, or whatever other variables you have, and then you evaluate the resulting expressions. Okay, let's try another one like that. Okay, so we're going to evaluate this expression for x is equal to 2, y is equal to -3, and z is equal to -2. And here's our expression. It's the opposite of -3x plus z squared over y minus z. So what we're going to do, just like before, is we're going to replace x, y, and z with the given values up here. So let's see, negative, that is unchanged. Now this denotes multiplication, right? So it's -3 multiplied, and I'm going to use parentheses to denote multiplication. So it's going to be parentheses 2, right? Because right here, this is -3 times x. And then plus, well, plus what? Z, and z is -2. So plus z, which is -2 squared. And I had to put the z in parentheses because it was a negative number, right? And I'm squaring -2. And then I'm going to divide all of that by y minus z, which is -3, take away. Now you're taking away z, but z is negative. And you never write minus -2 without parentheses. In other words, you'd never write this. -3 minus -2. You never have two symbols together like this without parentheses separating them. So let's see, let's evaluate that. Now, here I have the numerator, right? And then below I have the denominator. Now, you can handle the numerator and the denominator separately. So let's first think about what's happening in the numerator. I see there's multiplication, I see there's addition, and then I see there's this exponential expression. And following order of operations, we do the exponential expressions first. So I'm going to get, let's see, -3 times 2. I'm not going to do that multiplication yet. Plus, and here we go, -2 squared is 4. Okay, and then we're dividing that by. Now in the denominator, there's no multiplication, there's no exponential expression. It's only subtraction right here, right? And I'm subtracting a negative. And whenever you subtract a negative, you change it to positive. So it's -3 plus 2, which is -1. So what's important to notice is that the numerator and the denominator can be at different stages as far as simplifying is concerned. They don't all have to be on the step of exponential expressions. I can handle the subtraction in the denominator if evaluating exponential expressions and multiplication, for example, have already been taken care of if they exist. Here they didn't exist, right? It was just subtraction, so I can go ahead and do it. Okay, so now we're looking at, let's see, negative, and let's see, there's addition and there's multiplication. Multiplication comes first, so it's -6 plus 4, still divided by -1. And then continuing up here, it's going to be the negative is still out in front, right? -6 plus 4 is -2, divided by -1. and then this negative is still out in front. Negative 2 divided by negative 1 is a positive 2. And you can think of this negative out in front as like taking, multiplying whatever you get here by negative 1. So negative 1 times 2 is just negative 2, so you can leave it as it is. Now, if you would have ended up, so this is our answer for this problem. If you ended up with another situation, let's say you had something like this, negative 3 over positive 1, what I would have said to myself is, okay, negative 3 divided by positive 1 is negative 3, so then it'd be negative, right, of negative 3, and that would have been positive 3. So the final step is always to multiply by this negative 1, but here I had a positive, right, positive 2, and negative 1 times that positive 2 is negative 2. Okay, so that's how we evaluate expressions given the values of the variables. You substitute for the variables and you follow the order of operations. Okay, until next time.